Well, another sport, it's not been mentioned much in the quiz so far, is road cycling. And I know some of you watching this evening are keen on your cycling. Well, if any of you are at all familiar with road cycling competitions like the Tour de France or like the Giro d'Italia, then you might have heard of the role of the domestique. See, the domestique's role is purely there to work for their lead rider, not for themselves, so that the lead rider might win the overall competition. Now, it's been said that domestiques win races, but you never find their names on the trophy. And actually, one of the English translations we've got for this word domestique is the word servant. And it's with that in mind, I just want to talk for a few moments about another act of service that involves you and involves me. See, Jesus Christ was a real human being who lived on this earth in time and space around 2050 years ago. But he was like no other human being that has ever lived, because he was God himself on earth in human flesh. And whilst he was on this earth, he said this statement about himself. This is what he said: "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." He's talking about himself here when he says the Son of Man. And you see what he's saying? He didn't come to the earth to be served by it. Rather, he came to serve it and to give his life as a ransom. See, if you're a sports person, I'm sure many of you are watching this, you'll be familiar with the pressure you so often feel in a club to earn the approval of the coach or earn the acceptance of some of your teammates or the captain within the club. It's just kind of what sport is like, yeah? And often that's the way that people feel towards God, that you've got to somehow rack up enough points to keep him happy and earn his acceptance or earn his approval. And you know, a lot of people actually conclude that, well, even if God did exist, if that's what he's like, well, I don't want anything to do with a God like that, so I just rather believe that there's not a God at all. No, please here, see what Jesus is saying. It's not about working for him. He didn't come to be served. See, if you want to know him, if you want to be a Christian today, if you want to go to heaven, it's not about serving God to earn his love or approval. That's not why Jesus came. That's nowhere in the Bible does it tell you that you've got to do that. See, here it is. Christianity, it's not about what you must do for God. It's about what God has done for you. Look at that statement again from Jesus with me another time. It's what he said: "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." Now, my little boy and I love playing sport. He is mad about it just as much as I am. And over the last few months, we've really enjoyed playing sport in the house and out in the garden, all different things. And from time to time, he loves doing the role of the referee. Problem is he hasn't quite got his head around how it works with fouls and the consequences and all. I tell you, I've been given pink cards, orange cards, yellow cards, all different colours. One time I actually had to pay my way out of the sin bin because he wasn't quite sure what that was all about. And the other day I got kicked out of a game that no one else was playing, and still now I don't even know why. He's got a bit to go if he fancies himself as a career as a referee or an umpire. But I'm sure you're familiar with the rules of your sport, yeah? And of course, then you'll know what the consequences are if you commit various fouls or offences within your sport. And see, this now links with this second part of the statement from Jesus, the bit where he says he gives his life as a ransom for many. See, here's the thing. We've all broken God's rules that were given to us by a God who made us and a God who wants the best for us. Rules that were actually there for us to flourish and get the most out of life. We've all broken them. At various times, in various ways, myself included, we have rejected God and his design and pushed him out. And see, like a sports person might stand before an official, having committed a serious foul, they would stand there guilty. We stand guilty before God, our maker, for committing arguably the greatest foul of all. rejecting him and his way. See, the relationship that we were created for with a God who knows you and loves you is gone. We've exchanged it. More than that, we're trapped by another one. We're captured by relationships, I don't know, of this world, relationships with ourselves, other people, our career, sex, power, money, relationships that rarely fulfill and relationships that never last. See, I've got to be really honest this evening. Reality is that all of us have done enough rubbish towards God, myself included, that we don't deserve his service. We deserve his punishment. And the Bible's really honest and clear, and it says, you know what, if we carry on in this direction, well, then we will face a punishment, an eternal punishment. But no, here, see it again. Why did Jesus come? Why did he come? He came to serve. How? By giving his life as a ransom for many. This is what Christianity is all about. What did Jesus do? Well, he kept the rules. He actually was declared not guilty at one point in his life, yet he willingly died on a Roman cross through crucifixion around the age of 33. Why? In order to take that punishment that we should take. See, his life was like that ransom payment to forgive us of all of our wrongs, to set us free from the traps of this world, and to bring us back into the relationship that we were made to be in with God, who knows you and loves you and wants the best for you. See, could it be right now, this evening, that the God of the universe loves you? He knows you. More than that, he wants to serve you. See, maybe you've not told this to anyone over the last few months, but maybe that actually you're feeling a bit lonely, a bit overwhelmed by everything going on, even just a bit lost. See, God knows, he cares, and he's done all that he can to tell you right now that he loves you and he wants you back. And he's done all that he can through his son, Jesus, who died for you in order for you to come back to God. This is a relationship that you can have now with God that will give you a new life, and a relationship that will last forever, into a place where there will be no more sickness, no more loneliness, no more rubbish, no more COVID, but a life of incredible joy. And do you see who he did it for? Look at it one last time. He gave his life as a ransom. Who for? For many. Everyone, not the special few, not the elite. Who did he do it for? He did it for everyone. So whether you're sat there right now and you're thinking to yourself, if only you knew, Dave, I've done enough rubbish stuff, God would want nothing to do with me. Or maybe you're sat there going, this is a bunch of rubbish, I wish you just shut up. Whether you're those people or anywhere in between, he still did it for you. Christ, Jesus, gave his life as a ransom for you. See, arguably, the role of the domestique is more important than ever in road cycling at the moment. It virtually is impossible for anyone to win a major race. See, that lead rider, they need to let their domestique do only what they can do. Serve them to the very end of the competition. And see, can you imagine for a moment, in those final stages of the Tour de France, just imagine that yellow jersey decides to completely ignore their domestique. I don't know, they try and bring them a water bottle and they just don't bother reaching out their hand. Try to give them some key information, they just don't listen. Try to give them a slipstream so that they can, off they go and win the race, and they just ride off in another way. It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? They need to let that domestique serve them in order to get anywhere near winning the race and the competition. Jesus is reaching out his hand to you right now, tonight. And maybe for the first time ever, is starting to realize for you that you need him. Please don't ignore him. Please don't push his hand away. Please stop trying to do life on your own. See, it's not about what you must do for God. It's about what he has done for you through Jesus. Jesus did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for you. Question is, of course, for you to consider now, maybe on your own, or maybe chat about it within your call. Will you trust Jesus with your life tonight?